Hello students, welcome to the online class of physics. This is Anaima is back with the same topic, some natural phenomena. Some natural phenomena means naturally occurring electric uh, discharges, or you can see whatever the naturally occurring theories we see in our daily lives. What are the processes that are taking place naturally we are going to learn in this lesson, right? So in our previous class we have learned about how the charges are how the charges are taking place, how they are acquiring, what is happening. That is, if the positive and negative charges come in contact with each other, they get attracted towards each other. And if you see the positive charge is, or negative charge is coming closer to each other, they are repelled, right? When the positive charge is coming towards each other, you see that they are repelled, whereas negative and negative charge are coming towards each other, they are also repelled. But if you see the positive and negative charges coming close to each other, they are attracted. What is happening? They are attracted. Similarly, you can see the magnets. Okay, north pole and south pole we have in a magnet, right? If you are keeping north pole to north pole, you see that they are repelled. They get repelled from each other. Okay, but if you keep north pole and south pole, suppose this is north pole and south pole, north pole, south pole, south pole, north pole. So if you see these you can see that they are attracted towards each other. You can see that they are attracted towards each other. Okay, so these are the things which are taking place due to the charges. Okay, similarly we have learned about how the demonstration of transfer of charges is taking place. We have learned about electroscope, right? So in today's class we are going to learn about the story of lightning. Okay, story of lightning. So what do we see of a story of lightning? What do you think I'm talking about here? Story of lightning means the thunder which we see during the rainy season, or when it is raining, you see the thunder is falling heavily, right? The thunder which is falling heavily like this. Somewhere it will fall. It will don't know where it will go and fall, right? So the thunder, how it is falling, why this thunder is taking place. In olden days, people used to think that because there is a fight, as I already said in my first video regarding this thunder, thunder is nothing but the lightning. Okay, lightning that is taking place in the sky. So this is why this happening means, what they used to say, people used to say that this is happening because the thunder there is a war between the god and the evil. That's why it is happening. Okay, or they used to think that god is upset or he's angry with us, that's why this is happening. But today we can say scientifically it is proven that why this thunder or the lightning is taking place. Okay, so why the lightning is taking place? Now it is possible to explain lightning in terms of the charges produced by the rubbing. Okay, by rubbing the two objects, the charges are taking place, right? So we can now say that this is occurring, this thunder is lightning is taking place due to the rubbing of something. Okay, then what it is, that we will learn here. Okay, the clouds moving in the air. So now the clouds, they are moving in the air, right? These clouds are moving in the air. So when these clouds are moving in the air, what is happening? When these clouds are moving in the air, they acquire some charge on their surface. Okay, they acquire some charge here. Okay, now due to friction with the particles of the air. Now in air also we have so many different particles, right? So there is some friction occurring between this clouds and the air particles. So what is happening? They acquire some charge. Now when they acquire some charge, that means they are charged now, right? They are charged now. As the surface area of the cloud is very large, the amount of charges accumulated on it is also very high. Okay, so that means when the charge is there occupied on this cloud, some charges are occupied by this cloud, right? So this, as the cloud is very big, we are seeing on the board it is small, means no, it is not small, it is very big, right? So when it is very big, the charge occupied by this whole cloud will also be very high. right? So then when the charged cloud come close to another cloud, it introduces some opposite charges, okay, on the latter. An accumulated charge tries to move one cloud to another cloud, okay. Then again this charge, something, whatever charge is occupied by this, what it do, it also, this cloud also gets charged up. Then what this charge will do, it will pass on to this. So like this, all the clouds will become now charged up, and the air which is present here, it cannot control now, it cannot resist the charge of the clouds now. So what will happen, as the air is the poor conductor of electricity resistance, the flow of charge between them, it cannot stop, okay. So when the magnitude of the accumulated charges become very large, the air, which is normally a poor conductor of electricity, is no longer able to resist the flow of the charges of cloud. Hence, discharge takes place between this negative and positive charges, which produces streak of light. Okay. Now, what will happen? This air is unable to control the clouds. So, what will happen? This discharge will take place between the negative and positive charges. So, what will happen? A streak of light will form. That will be visible as lightning. Okay, that will be visible to us like lightning. So, and it will also create a huge sound. Because of the streak, this light and sound is produced, which we see is called as an electric discharge. Okay, what it is called? It is called as an electric discharge. So this is called as electric discharge. Fine. The process of electric discharge occur between the two or more clouds, or between cloud and earth. Okay, when it is falling on earth, it occurs between cloud and earth. Today, we need not get frightened by the lightning like the ancient people did. Now we understand this phenomena. Now science is so much proven that we know what is lightning, and like olden days, we are not afraid of it. Okay, scientists are even trying hard to improve our understanding. However, lightning strike could destroy life and so much of property. It is therefore necessary to take measures to protect ourselves. So we'll see what are the measures that we have to take during the safety of ourselves during the lightning. So we have to see which is a safe place during a thunderstorm. Okay, when the thunderstorm is falling, we have to check which is the safe place, a house or a building of low height. Definitely a house or a building of a low height. A house or building which is having a low height. You should not go and stand up at the height. Okay, which is at low height. Okay, then if you are traveling in a bus or a car, you are safe inside provided that doors and windows are closed. Don't get out of the cars or bus because you are safe inside it, provided that you have to close your doors and doors and windows. If you are in a forest, take shelter under shorter trees than under a taller tree. Is a good idea during the thunderstorm. Okay, short trees you have to search and you have to take shelter. Then, which is not a safe place during a thunder? We have to see that also. When you are traveling in open place, when there is a high or you see that there can be a storm, try to stop traveling and don't go into the open place. Okay, then don't stand under tall trees, as I've already said. Be under short trees, and don't be in the garden or open areas, and stay in the multi-stored building which do not have lighting conductors. Standing near the electric poles or near the telephone poles will definitely cause electric short or short circuit, and you will feel a shock which may kill you. So don't stand there near to the electric poles or telephone poles. Okay, speaking on landline. Don't speak on the mobile phones. Using electric appliances like TV and computers. When you see in many houses, when there is a rain or high thunderstorm, you see that the TVs, refrigerators, or the all electric appliances, they get damaged. So better to avoid the appliances of electric appliances when you are seeing that it is raining. Okay, better to avoid it. So lightning conductors. What are lightning conductors? Lightning conductor is a device used to protect the building from the effect of lightning. Okay. Lightning conductor is a device used to protect the building from the effect of lightning. Like a metallic rod taller than the building is installed. Installed here. If suppose this is your building, they will install a. This is your building. Okay. They will install a rod here. Metallic rod. What it is? Metallic rod. They will install a metallic rod by the walls of the building during its construction. One end of the rod is kept out in the air and the other end is buried in the deep of the ground. The rod provides an easy route for the transfer of electric charge to the ground. Suppose you see the thunder or the electric charge is discharged here. Electric discharge is being done by the clouds. What is happening, that immediately what it will do, it will take the electric current and it will pass over into the ground. Okay, it will pass over into the ground, which will avoid the electric shock. Okay, the projected end of the metallic rod at a height more than the height of the building, hence it receives the charge first during the lightning because it is closer to the cloud than the building, right? As it is good conductor of electricity, it allows the all the charges to flow in through it, thereby causes no damage to the building. The metal columns used during the construction and water pipes in the building also protect us to some extent, but do not touch them during the thunderstorm because it may cause because it may be causing electric discharge and it may kill us because of the electric short, or you can say earthing. Fine. So with this we end up today's video. We have learned about the story of lightning. I request you all to go through the video twice and go with the textbook, revise the textbook, and please try to understand the topic. Thank you for watching the video.